is now seeking a ceasefire with Iran. Yes, according to an American official, the U.S. reached out to Iran via Italy as a mediator and requested a ceasefire in the next 24 to 48 hours. And Iran told them, hell no. Like, really, Trump, you thought that you were going to assassinate their Ayatollah, their religious and spiritual leader, that you were going to be able to destroy an elementary school and kill upwards of 160 girls, children, and their teachers, attack hospital after hospital, home after home, and worst of all, you did this under the guise of a fake negotiation, as if you were actually trying to achieve a peaceful resolution. And you think they're about to offer you another ceasefire so you can use it as cover again, restock your ammunition again, give Israel a chance to recuperate again. I think Trump is confusing patience and restraint with foolishness. Nah, bro. Y'all killed the nice guy. Now you gotta deal with them. Now you gotta deal with everybody else. I know why Trump wants a ceasefire. You see, Trump was asked about Americans dying for Israel by a reporter, and for the first time in his pathetic life, Trump had absolutely nothing to say. You see, U.S. soldiers were killed after Iran struck a U.S. base in Kuwait. Saudi Arabia's oil giant Aramco was hit and set ablaze. Another video showing a warplane from the US crashing in Kuwait dropped yesterday. An Iranian missile struck Ras Al Khaimah, the UAE, directly. The US Naval Fifth Fleet was struck, and reports say that the Lincoln was struck by 4 ballistic missiles. So yeah, that's why Trump wants a ceasefire. Because the US and Israel are getting their asses handed to them. We haven't even talked about how Iran is absolutely rocking Tel Aviv right now. Iran warned the US and Israel if they were to attack again without justification, the same fashion they attacked in June, this would be the result. And Trump is learning the hard way that all of his Israeli handlers and his Zionist cucks in his administration misled him. They have no chance of winning this war. That's why we've never gone to war with Iran to begin with. And all killing Khamenei did was awaken a sleeping dragon. Once that flag of vengeance went up, that was it. You made your bed, now lay in it.
They wanted the smoke, and now they got it. Iran has practically floored Tel Aviv. All I see is ballistics and hypersonic missiles flying everywhere. Everywhere. They are attacking U.S. military bases in all the Middle Eastern countries. And they are attacking them with brute force. But see, when you go bombing schools, killing little girls, there's consequences and repercussions for that. When you take out their Ayatollah Ali, there's consequences for that. When you bomb 8 countries in 1 year, there's consequences for that. But what I came here this evening to talk about is how the globe is being reshaped. That's right. See, right now we're watching this conflict take place and global order has changed. Once the United States and Israel launched that coordinated strike on Iranian targets, Iran has put the pressure on everybody across the Middle East. But the real question is how will ordinary citizens prepare if the war becomes truly unstable? That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be having some tangible talks, some real life talks, because although there's a whole lot of memes going around, some people are making light of what's happening, a little bit detached or disconnected. However, there's going to have to be some real changes that happen in our lives. And we're going to be getting to it. Y'all know what it is. Make sure you like on your way in. We are about to chop it up, and we're going to be building, y'all. We are going to be building. Let's get to it.
They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our love. They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repented. They hate the fact that we're truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks. With these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. Nubreed.
Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. We are making the truth great again. That's what we're doing. We're making the truth great again. When Donald Trump decided that he wanted to beg Iran for a ceasefire, I want you all to understand how weak that made America look. It showed weakness. And Iran is jumping all over that. And there's a difference between what's going on over here in America and what's going on over there in Iran. See, the people over there are standing together in unison, yelling death to America. They are burning Baal statues. They are in secrecy. That whole play that Trump tried to run with, hey, you're free now, take over your country. No, they wasn't buying that. And they stayed loyal to their leadership that was taken out. And what Trump has to understand is Iran has something called honor that Americans tend to lack. So they're going to avenge, they're going to avenge their leadership. And so meanwhile, they're standing together in unison, and over here we're divided. They're united, we're divided. You got half the country split, saying they do not want a war. You got Democrats versus Republicans. You got everybody divided. And what does it say in the scriptures? A land divided cannot stand. So you have Trump, who asks for a ceasefire. Crucial mistake. One moment. Let me see here. That was a crucial mistake, critical mistake. Hold on now. Formless water and sharing multiple screens. Device, I'm sure. What is this? Okay, look like they changed some stuff up on my software. However, we got it. Iran is punishing. I mean, absolutely punishing Israel and America right now. They really are. Now, look at Trump after the ceasefire was a no-go. After Iran says there will be no surrender nor retreat, just pay attention to Donald Trump's body language when leaving off that podium. I want you to see how defeated he looked. He looked like he literally defecated in his depends. He's not the same braggadocious, arrogant self. Shoulders are heavy. He don't want to look at the lens. The smile is gone. No confidence. Listen, that took the wind out of his sails. He wanted that stuff. Listen, he wanted these bombs to stop. You got China out here intercepting U.S. intelligence. Listen, there's a whole Chinese professor that I'm going to react to a little bit later that's going to tell you exactly why Iran is winning the war right now. But peep this. See, and this is when he left that podium, when Iran said they're going to keep on doing what they do. Body language completely changed. They wanted to steer the hornet's nest. And now prophecy got to be fulfilled. See, I want y'all to understand the reality of modern war. Modern wars are not just fought with tanks and soldiers anymore. They involve missiles, cyber attacks, economic warfare, supply disruption. And this can all happen even thousands of miles away. So it's going to start to look internal. What we're about to prepare for in America is something unlike we've ever witnessed before. See, people are going to definitely feel the impact of inflation even more. Energy shortages are going to come. There's, of course, already financial instability in America. But the Strait of Hormuz is about 20% of global oil, and it passes through everywhere. This is being disrupted. They didn't close. Listen, Iran didn't close the Strait of Hormuz. So you're going to see a lot of instability because Donald Trump wanted to act like the damn Terminator. And now he has put us in a very compromising position. Now, I'm telling you, Iran is not playing no games. It is an absolute punishment going on. Listen, a lot of them a lot of the military executives in America, they're speaking out right now. A lot of politicians are speaking out. The Republican Party, at the moment, they are fumbling, trying to get their story straight of why they even bombed them in the first place. But look at this.
This operation needed to happen because Iran in about a year or a year and a half would cross the line of immunity, meaning they would have so many short-range missiles, so many drones, that no one could do anything about it because they could hold the whole world hostage. Look at the damage they're doing now. And this is a weakened Iran. Imagine a year from now. So that had to happen. This operation needed to happen because Iran in about a year or
He said, look at what they're doing now. Yeah, they are lighting y'all asses up. That's what they're doing right now. I mean, they are dragging y'all right now. You know? And all of this, we at war. We. Who is we? Who is we? Listen, these heathens these heathens are at war. But they are getting dragged. And if you never bombed them in the first place, this wouldn't be happening. It wouldn't be happening. Let's just call it what it is. And right is right, wrong is wrong. It's a difference between us losing U.S. soldiers who decided to join the military and go fight for the country. It's a difference between us losing them and and Iranians losing 100 and something odd children while they were at school. If you can't see the difference between right and wrong, something wrong with you. They hitting schools. They hitting hospitals. They hitting their leadership without warning. They are violating their holy days. America hit Iran on Ramadan while everybody was fasting. So us Americans, we're not standing behind this. Let's just keep it 1,000. The spirit of America is gone. Listen, that died with Hulk Hogan. The spirit of America died with Hulk Hogan, man. Ain't nobody, listen, we didn't sign up for this. That's why they're winning. And they are winning. Let's talk about it.
This is not like Iraq and Afghanistan or any of our other wars for the last 50 years for that matter. This is a world war and we are not as dominant as you think we are. With Iraq, for instance, they didn't have any allies and they still held us there for 10 years, with 1 million Iraqis dead and thousands of American soldiers. We didn't just attack Iran here, we also attacked China and Russia. Just like with Ukraine, these three operate as a team. Russia is the shield, China is the brain, and Iran is the teeth. Russia provides air defense components and fighter jets that are specifically meant to target stealth aircraft, because this is the United States' biggest strength. China has a GPS rival called Beidou. This allows Iranian commanders to communicate even when the internet's out. They also use their 500 plus satellites to give Iran real-time signals intelligence on every move of the US Fifth Fleet. And then Iran has a huge stockpile of ballistic missiles and drones. These are much of what Russia has used in Ukraine. They have what's called the Shahed 149, which can fly at 35,000 feet, drop a half-ton worth of explosives. This is what they use to target the US air bases in Qatar and Bahrain. Now, in terms of air dominance, we still have the advantage because of our stealth aircraft and quick-moving carrier groups. Israel has the advantage, thanks to us, of their defensive shield. It's battle-tested, but not invincible. As we've seen, it can struggle with both hypersonic and cluster missiles. And again, the US has the general power advantage, but it's nowhere near what it used to be, and there are some really clear weaknesses. The Chinese Beidou is completely unjammable and provides high-res images. And the US generally relies on larger bombs like Tomahawks. But these are expensive and the stock can run out quick. Russia, Iran, and China have huge stockpiles of inexpensive but effective drones and missiles. This is why Russia can seemingly keep fighting in Ukraine for as long as they need. These countries also have huge industrial capacities compared to what we have. Lots of land and lots of factories. which was one of our strengths in World War II. Russia and China are way too dependent on Iran to just let it fall. And drawing us into a prolonged conflict helps them tremendously. So there is no chance this ends quickly unless Trump somehow backs off. This is the second theater of war and the start of World War III. I pray to God that cooler heads prevail, but I don't know the last time I've seen one of those. Even the Democrats seem hell-bent on supporting Israel no matter what. So either Congress gets its act together or a lot of Americans are going to die.
And that is just the truth. And it's too late for cooler heads to prevail because the escalation has already started. The line has already been crossed. Right now, we need to be thinking about some survival skills at this point. You know, one of the most important survival skills is supply independence. That's really what it boils down to. We need our own land. We need our own wells. We need our own food supply. Because if global tension continues to escalate the way it is, the supply chains could slow down immensely or even stop. They can stop. So what people should be thinking about right now, I told y'all earlier, we got to talk about some tangible things. You need 2 to 4 weeks worth of food storage, bottled water. You need filtration systems, basic medical supplies, flashlights, battery, backup power supplies. You know, this stuff is real. Like these conversations must be had. Seriously. Because we are living in those times. You know, another key skill is information awareness. That's why you all are watching this particular platform right now, because I'm keeping you informed. You know, in modern conflicts, you know, misinformation spreads really quick and really fast. Like a lot of people right now think that America's on top of things and everything is going good. But when you start digging and look at what's going on in the news and fact checking everything, you see what's what. You know, another thing is cyber warfare and propaganda are now common in these type of wars. You know, word on the streets, FYI, Iran is talking about scrambling the credit system and starting us all over with a damn 800 credit score. I'm like, yes, come on, bring it. But all jokes to the side, you know, I did hear people say that. However, you know, right now there's a real threat of government hackers. You know, there's groups that conduct digital attacks, you know, especially during conflict like war. So people need to verify information. That is very important. You got to go to multiple sources and listen, situational awareness is just absolutely imperative right now. Situational awareness. Stay away from large crowds. Listen, the sleeper cells are here. Just be aware. Be watchful. Practice discernment. You know, these things are extremely important. It's getting real.
Iran has hit target decks. The United States said we never expect them to hit our bases. Well, and our bases are destroyed. By the time this is done, there won't be a functioning American base in the Middle East. Over $100 billion of infrastructure will have been destroyed. You know, not only that, but the Iranians went from 0 to 100. They shut the Strait of Hormuz. Never done that before. Price of oil today, I think, went up 22%, and it's going to climb even higher. They are attacking the Aramco oil refining facilities in Saudi Arabia. That's the end of Saudi Arabia's oil infrastructure if this continues. They attack Qatar's, I love the Qatar. We take umbrage, the Iranians attacking Al Udeid Air Base, blah, 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 blah. Boom, 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 your gas terminals are attacked. Shut down the gas. Well, wait a minute, if we can't pump gas, we don't make money. If we don't make money, we don't exist. Welcome to reality. The Iranians went from 0 to 100 across the board. They're striking Dubai, making it not viable as a center of economic commerce. I mean, bankers don't like to invest in cities that are being bombed. And they're also exposing the fact that the United States can provide security for nobody at all. all of these Arab countries that thought America was providing a shield are waking up to the fact that America can shield nothing. Iran has hit target decks. The United States said, we never expect them to hit all our bases. Well, and our bases are just.
And that's what's happening. A lot of United States bases are being destroyed. And this is the reason why Trump wanted a ceasefire. You know, you got to understand that he had a lot of military commanders in his ear. He's had a lot of prominent American veterans in his ear, like, hold on, this thing is not going the way you thought it would go. And I want y'all to know that I weigh everything through the parameters of the Bible. And I know prophetically that Iran is supposed to judge Babylon, America. You know, Iran is like the modern day Persians, the modern day Persian Empire, which took Babylon out historically. History is just repeating itself. So just to be clear, for those just joining, this is not just me reacting to various people. No, I'm studied in the scriptures, a scholar to the word of God. And it may not be easy to digest this type of material. However, the Bible says, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So the reality of the situation is America and Israel, they're getting obliterated right now. Iran they have the upper hand. The Medes are doing their thing, right? So that I'm clear about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, them Epstein files gotta be bad, bad, bad. Really, really bad, bro. My man, you bypass Congress to basically start World War III. So niggas can't vote in November and keep digging in them Epstein files, bro. Well, don't worry, Iran about to dig in your ass, Trump, because gang, not even a few hours later, they bombed the shit out of one of our bases. Iran's not playing, my nigga. Iran, y'all moving with the same energy y'all moved with Al Qaeda.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to the United States. I'm talking to the white man. I'm talking to the government. Y'all moving the same way y'all move with Al Qaeda. What happened? Y'all moved the same way with Vietnam. What happened? Something in my spirit tells me, bro, Iran is not one of them ones, bro.
Nope.
They not one of them ones. And they got sleeper cell agents out here in the United States of it. Duck, run, duck. Oh yeah.
And you know, in case you think that this brother is reaching right here, Trump already told you that Americans was going to die. He said it himself, that a lot of Americans are going to lose their lives. And he said it like, that's just how war is. So, you know, they know that Iran is a real threat. And, you know, we got to break this down scripturally. You know, when you go to the word of God, it tells you exactly what you should do right now. Proverbs 22:3 says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. Don't be simple-minded because this threatens your little reality. You got to think about all the other people who are dying in these other countries from the hands of the military of America. You think that stuff don't come back around? America's the only country that dropped a nuclear warhead on someone in Hiroshima. You think that doesn't come back eventually? So, you know, even just using common sense, if you can't feel what's going on right now, then maybe you choose to keep your eyes closed. You know, it's not about being fearful, but you got to move accordingly. You got to prepare for what you can actually see. You know, y'all got to understand there's a lot of things that we got to change and tangible things. You know, economic shock often comes first to the civilians when war happens. You're going to have them oil prices, they're going to spike. The stock market is going to drop. Inflation going to appear very, very quickly. Global trade routes is just going to be threatened. And y'all got to understand, like, it's going to be a lot of global volatility, you know? So, you got to really just start to hunker down and understand the time you're living in, you know? Yeah, Donald Trump is doing a lot because he wants to hide what's going on in them files. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. But it's going down. Iran is going in.
The war on Iran is going horribly wrong for US-Israel. 3 reasons. Iran is inflicting damage on US-Israel. Yesterday, Beit Shemesh was obliterated by Iranian missiles. Of course, Western media are not going to say that top Israeli commanders were there. 3 American jets were shot down. Western media blames Kuwaiti friendly fire. Yeah, right. Iran struck the US carrier Abraham Lincoln with ballistic missiles. A radar worth billions destroyed, etc. Number 2. American people do not approve of this war. Only 20% approval or so. Gonna be an easy win for the Democrats in the midterms. Number 3. You have no idea how expensive Israeli and American anti-air is. 1 Patriot missile is 4 million. 1 THAAD missile is 12 million.
Yep.
You can't keep shooting anti-air forever. It's expensive. You're gonna run out of missiles. That's what Iran is doing. They are sending cheap shit. The war on Iran is going horribly wrong for US-Israel. 3 reasons. Iran is inflicting damage.
I'm telling you, he is right on point. They got a drone that costs $20,000, right? Iran does. They didn't destroy $1 million hub in Israel. $1 million with a $20,000 damn drone. Some war hub that they have. I forget what it's called, but I'm gonna come across that source. Man, listen, and then on top of that, they have these missiles in excess to the point where they can send them in rapid succession quickly. If I show you some of the footage of what they did to Tel Aviv in Israel, you're going to think you're looking at a movie. And it's not. It's real. It's been verified. Somebody said, Breed, I sent you a vid on IG. Yeah, I see y'all, man. Y'all been sending me a lot of vids. The chat is moving real quick, but I do see the super chats too, man. I appreciate y'all. But, man, I'm telling you, it is going down.
A lot is going to be happening in the upcoming days, so let me tell you what you can expect. Russia is about to supply Iran with helicopters. Russia is also going to supply Iran with man-pad shoulder-fired missiles that can lock onto American jets. China is going to supply Iran with a specialized radar system that can detect American stealth jets and stealth bombers. And America has said that they are thinking about using the B-2 bomber, the B-52 bomber, and the other B-something bomber in the upcoming days, which is kind of crazy because last time in the 12th-day war, they used the B-2 bomber only on the final day before begging Iran for a ceasefire. America is clearly losing because they are already contemplating using the B-52, the B-2, and the other B bomber right now. So keep that in mind. America is not as strong as it might look.
And Iran ain't even brung out the big boys yet. Shout out to my brother Stevie in the chat. He says the American people voted the synagogue of Satan into office. This is what they wanted. Now it's the Persian retribution. That's right. That's what's happening right now. You know, a lot of people, a lot of these Christian nationalists was out here, wanting to see this, thinking that they was, on their high horse, good old Proud Boys. And now look, your president looking weak. He asking for a ceasefire. No, don't ask for a ceasefire now. Let the Most High judge this planet. That's where I stand with this. Those who've been chosen by the Most High, we done seen everything anyway. We ready for our Messiah to return. Some of us may not make it through this, but guess what? When them saints come marching in, we trying to be in that number. So you're not dealing with no cowards with us. See, we remember what America did to our ancestors. The Bible says, give Babylon double what she gave us. We're not over here afraid. Not at all. Listen, our heart don't pump no damn Kool-Aid. Just like Iran's hearts ain't pumping no Kool-Aid, neither is ours. This the same Roman Empire that lynched my Messiah. How can I have mercy and sympathy for them when I know what they did to him? How can I have any mercy and sympathy for people who disenfranchised my people the way they did with no mercy? So you think the Most High gonna have mercy? No, y'all still won't repent and do his people right. Y'all still persecuting us. In 2026, we told y'all to treat God's people right. Y'all wanted to, listen, y'all wanted to torture us. Well, I guess the Most High is done seeing you pull us apart. I'm telling you, we ain't gonna have no choice but to come together.
President Donald Trump decided to unilaterally and unconstitutionally drop bombs in Iran. As a member of the United States Congress, I am calling on the Speaker of the House to call us back in immediately so that we can deal with a war powers resolution. I've been warning of the fact that this administration and this president would put us into this scenario. I was concerned when he went into Venezuela because I said that because of the cowardice of our Republican colleagues, this was going to give a permission structure for bad behavior. And that's exactly what we've seen. He is consistently dropping bombs and, as far as I'm concerned, engaging in wars that are illegal and unconstitutional. And I said, look at Donald Trump. Now, mind you, this is before he even got into office. Yeah. But right now, there are a lot of places that have a lot of problems with the United States. Mm-hmm. I disagree with Donald Trump. I really do know that it is a nightmare for so many people, not just here, but across the world. I get emails from all over this world with people that are fearful because of the lack of leadership that they're seeing right now. So I do think that there are a lot of people that, number one, want to make sure that there is somebody that will check him on their behalf. My question to Speaker Johnson is how many people are going to have to die because this president just decided that he was going to do whatever he wanted to and to ignore our congressional authority and our congressional powers. It is time to rein him in a bipartisan way. We know who he is. We know who he was when he got elected the first time. We know who he was when he got elected this time. And so there's not really much to be surprised about when it comes to Donald Trump. The decision as it relates to war, it absolutely belongs to the Congress, not the president. But unfortunately, the president has decided that his title isn't the president of the United States, but instead he's decided that he is the dictator of the United States. The question is, how many lives are going to have to be lost before people will heed the warnings? This president has engaged in lawlessness since the day that he took office. And unfortunately, it is us Americans that are going to suffer. Texas specifically has more veterans than any other state. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, no matter if you're a Texan or otherwise, we all know and love someone who swore an oath to protect this country and signed up to serve in the armed services. Whether it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, just know that this impacts all of us. So I'm asking that each and every person that believes that they're a patriot, please call your U.S. reps as well as your U.S. senators and tell them that it is time to rein in the Mad King.
Yep. Jasmine Crockett is 100% on point there, brothers and sisters. And it also shows that on the Democratic side, there are still people who are speaking against this avidly. And I applaud her for that. Because the good old boys, the Proud Boys, the MAGA, dirty MAGA as we call them, when Trump was over there kidnapping Venezuela president and his wife, oh, they was talking that tough Tony talk. I mean, those hills have eyes, redneck, hillbilly, MAGA folks, they was strutting with their chests out. They was acting like they ate all their gangster cookies that morning. They was feeling some type of way. And now the very same president that got some type of cathartic release off of targeting small countries, he's now out here looking defeated. Not to mention how they treated the veterans in this country. Goodness gracious, I had Mr. Ruiz on my show speaking about how they treat the veterans in this country because they're afraid the veterans will form some type of militia. Yeah, all the wrong turn MAGA folks. They were talking about how Trump is protecting the country and he was doing what he was doing out of necessity. And now I think the whole world needs to admit that, you know, maybe Trump went too damn far. Maybe what he's doing is tyranny. But Trump don't even know he's being used by the Creator too, because everything that happens is because the Most High wants it to happen. Make no mistake about that. He's even being used. These people are just pieces on a chessboard. Everything that's happening is for the greater good of those who love God, and it's designed to release us from our captivity. That's what it is.
Tell me why they said that Jeffrey Epstein believed that Trump would bomb Iran, if he was completely cornered like a rat, and he put that in the documents. Insane. Tell me why they said that Jeffrey Epstein believed that Trump would bomb Iran, if he was completely cornered like a rat.
Yep. And that's what's happening. Trump was cornered, and now he decided to do the unthinkable. And it's backfiring, literally backfiring. Just look at what Iran got going on, right? And just look how distressed Donald Trump looked. Just peep the game, y'all.
We're not showing you that because we're not going to show, the Israeli government does not allow us or want us to show where that may have come up, that interceptor. But
look at this. CNN admits live on air that Israel controls and censors what can be reported in the U.S. They said Israel don't want us to report that they got certain interceptors. Look at this.
One go up there. We're not showing you that because we're not going to show, the Israeli government does not allow us or want us to show where that may have come up, that interceptor. But I'm not.
Doesn't allow us. Allow us? And y'all wondering if Trump is compromised.
Huge breaking news. Iran just bombed the CIA building in Saudi Arabia. This is a massive escalation. Huge breaking news. Iran just...
Man, let me explain something to y'all. Another thing that we have to do in this time is we got to have the right mindset. Again, we're talking about surviving these times tangibly. One of the most important skills to have in this time is mental discipline. Mental discipline. See, history shows that societies facing crisis often internalize what's going on when there's real external threats. So you have to have a strong mind to endure all these difficulties. And you have to do what? You have to stay calm. You need to build community networks, maintain situational awareness, and stop reacting emotionally. This is very important in this time. Very important. Yo, I found this little meme right here a little bit funny. Look, Iran realizing the entire world has no problem with them bombing Israel. That's how they feeling right now. That's how Iran is feeling right now, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
Ooh, Iran just played a move and I'm like, girl, you smart. So remember last night, Iran was sending out these missiles that exploded into like 80 warheads and it was like boom, 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 boom. And the interceptors didn't know what to do and they were like trying to catch all of them. Well, tonight they're using something completely different. So this time on the fourth night of the war, they've sent out heavy hypersonic missiles. The ones that when they impact, it's like massive. Because the thing is, they drove the Iron Dome crazy last night. It was like ding, 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 losing its mind and breaking down. And interceptors have run out. Yes. So now they don't have anything to stop these big boys coming in. Big boys hit Israel tonight. It's going to be maximum damage. And that's clever. They used up all the Israeli interceptor missiles with these 80 warhead ones. Like, send one of those and you've got like 80 warheads coming out. How many interceptors are you wasting? Now that they're all wasted, now you send in the big boys. Now you send in the big guns.
Yeah, she think it's a game. But some of the things she's saying is true. Some of the things she's saying is true, but I mean, this stuff is real, man. You know, I want to read some scriptures here. And this is what's important right now. Psalms 46:1. God is our refuge, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, will not we fear, through the earth be removed. Wow. Listen, we don't fear even if the earth is being removed. I'm trying to explain to you how fearless God's people really are when we believe in him. I want to really describe how fearless we are when it comes to our faith. We know that this stuff is inevitable. Hebrew Care. Shout out to Hebrew Care for the support. Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations. I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them, therefore my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my people. Y'all got to understand, all of this is happening for us to be freed. So some people would say that we're being insensitive. No. Some people would say, you guys are fear-mongering. We're afraid. What do you mean Iran is punishing America and Israel? They are. But the punishment justifies the end. It releases us from our captivity. And y'all make sure y'all support HebrewCare.com. Get your natural products there. So I do know there may be some new viewers coming in. And look, let me explain this to you. You're not dealing with a Democratic channel or a Republican channel. That's two wings of the same bird. You're dealing with people who are studious in the scriptures and want justice. You're not dealing with left or right. You're dealing with right or wrong. Simple as that. And bombing a school full of children is wrong. Bombing somebody unexpected, under false pretenses, assassinating their leadership on their holy day is wrong. And now there's consequences. All right? And this ain't no movie. This is the real life. This is what's happening in real life.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, this ain't no movie. Cole Love, thank you for the support, says, let's learn how to love each other again because the hate is real. Absolutely. Thank you for the support. Yeah, 100% right. That's real talk. Look at this, $1 billion. Iran destroyed $1.1 billion radar using their drone. This drone was $20,000. So Iran, they're being extremely resourceful. They're being extremely resourceful. It's going down.
The United States needs to stop underestimating Iran because they just took out one of the most important CIA stations in Saudi Arabia with over 100 people inside with some of the most important intel. Look.
Official sources confirmed that a suspected Iranian drone has hit a CIA station in Saudi Arabia's capital. Jennifer Griffin is live in Washington. Jennifer, what do we know?
Well, Jessica, we've confirmed with an official source that, in fact, it was an Iranian drone that struck the station, the CIA station in Riyadh. It was part of that U.S. Embassy compound, part of that drone strike last night that led to damage at the embassy.
So if you think the United States is doing all of this damage, you are sadly mistaken because Iran is doing just as much damage right back to the United States. And they're not going to come out and tell you that their back is against the wall. That's not how they're going to go about it. But you have to stay updated with real-time information. So what you need to do is follow me for more to stay updated.
You know, listen, when Donald Trump asked for a ceasefire, when he asked for a ceasefire, I already knew that they're not telling the truth on the mainstream media. Gladiator, thank you for the support. Says, all praise to the Most High God. Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
This video is so embarrassing to Israel. They released it thinking they blew up an Iranian helicopter, but instead they wasted $1 million bomb on a painting. Look at the rotors, they don't even move, it's still there. It gets even better. How about these strikes on the fighter jets? They don't even move. Watch this one right here. Look at the front, it just stays intact. They're painted on the ground. The Israelis and Americans are dropping $1 million bombs on paintings. This video is so embarrassing to Israel.
Y'all got to understand, these people know war, man. These people know war. They know guerrilla warfare, and Iran stands a lot more to gain dragging the war out. This is what the Medes do. This is what the Persians do. They're built for it. They're equipped for this. America operates more automative. Like I'm telling you, they got Looney Tune strategies going on right now. Like the person in that comment section said, they got Looney Tune strategies on these people. Yeah, that's right, Tahan. They are playing 5D chess with these folks, man. It's just not a game. It's not a game.
Pay attention and listen, because former Marine stands up to Congress and says we shouldn't be at war for Israel. Look.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel. Let's go. Come on, let's go. America does not want to stay.
Yep, he got jacked up and moved up out of there. He got jacked up. I was seeing this all on my timeline earlier.
Your sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to
I'm just reacting to the video. All I'm going to say is a land divided ain't going to stand. If you got people in the military that don't want to see this war happen, then, hey, we got to really consider that. We really got to consider it. And listen, the Bible speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Matter of fact, let me go to a scripture here. Isaiah 13:19 says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. That's how it's going to go. And we knew how Sodom and Gomorrah went out. It was raining fire, hell, and brimstone there. The scriptures also tell us in Revelations 18:23, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. See, America's global influence is being destroyed first. Why? Those Epstein files. These are the great merchants. They're all going to lose their influence on the world. See, the Bible says Babylon the Great is fallen. That means there's levels to it. It ain't going to just fall over all of a sudden. It's going to be crumbling, falling over, tipping over, and then boom, then it's done. Jeremiah 51:58 says the walls of Babylon shall utterly be broken. The walls are symbolic to its structure. Strategically, the structure of America is being broken down. The scriptures are just speaking. The book of Habakkuk 2:6. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, because thou hast spoiled many nations. Listen, America has increased over something that is not theirs. It belongs to us. And through their conquest, through their renaissance, they have spoiled many nations. And now they must be judged. Revelations 18:23. We read that one. Let's go to Isaiah 13. We read that one. Revelations 18:4. Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Come out of her, my people, that you don't partake in her sins. Babylon is falling. And you got a lot of people who just don't want to admit it because they want things to be like it was. Listen, you can sit up here and reminisce all day and get caught up in nostalgia all day. But if you look around and see what's actually happening in the country, you're going to start to be prudent. You're going to start to move accordingly. I'm telling you right now.
Disturbing news out of the White House, where Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is giving new updates about the escalation of Trump's war with Iran. I've got the headphones on. You know what that means. We're live on YouTube right now with new improved sound quality, by the way. So search Josh the Progressive on YouTube or go to the link in my bio to watch The Pulse. We're live now. We're covering everything related to this war, as well as the election results last night here in the US. But there are some shocking admissions from the White House about how boots may be deployed to Iran, about how strikes are going to get worse for the Iranian people. Americans are stranded right now in the Middle East as our military bases continue to be targets. Everything is getting worse and worse, and Donald Trump promised to stop endless wars, but his entire presidency has been one big endless war. So come join on YouTube. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I hope to see you there. And
now they don't want to put boots on the ground. They definitely don't want to fight that war. They don't want that guerrilla warfare to be a thing. And these are the type of things Iranians are posting online. They say Iran says the gates of hell will remain open against the U.S. and Israel. Man, they talking heavy. Iran is over there posting and they talking heavy. And no, it's not going the way that Trump thought it would go.
Well, it looks like it's finally happening. The world is going to shit, and it's only a matter of time before these guys make an attack on the US. When that happens, we all know it's going to get taken first. It's not our major cities, it's not our military, it's the power grid. They're going to try to destroy us from the inside, so that means no power, no electricity, no nothing. That means when you go to try to plug into this outlet, there's going to be no power. That means your phone's going to die, your computer's going to die, your iPad's going to die, everything is going to die eventually. Unless you have the most powerful solar bank on the market. The only way we're going to be able to get power is with the sun.
And, you know, listen, let me make this clear. We don't know play by play how this is going to happen. We can only look at what's happening right now and move accordingly. You know? The way these conflicts happen, you just got to look at history. No one knows exactly how this conflict will unfold. But what we do know, history teaches us something very, very important. Global stability can shift real quick. You got to prepare your households, brothers and sisters. Strengthen your mindset. Understand the bigger picture is not fear, it's wisdom. Whether the situation escalates or de-escalates, the people who stay informed and prepared are always the ones who navigate the right way when times are uncertain. The people who don't get caught up in their emotions, get caught up in fear cycles, the people who keep a level head, those are who survive. So you got to have faith in this time. You got to have faith in this time. And I want to say this. With all that being said, brothers and sisters of the faith, those in the truth, be careful who you bring around you. You know, wherever you feed your energy right now is very important. These messages that I put out is for you to have a sound mind and stay grounded while everything is happening. You got to understand that desperate times calls for desperate measures, and there are people out there that don't know how to act when things get shaky. You want to avoid all those people. We built different as the Most High's people. There's a couple more scriptures that I would like to share with y'all to bring some real balance, to what we're discussing right now and how to move accordingly. I want to bring out Matthew 24:6, where it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." See, we know not the day nor the hour. We know not the day nor the hour. So we don't stop living our lives. We know that it's inevitable that everything comes to a screeching halt, but we don't know when. So do we just stop living? Absolutely not. Luke 21:9 tells us, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by." So when we do these videos, it's not about panic, it's about staying aware. It's not about panic, it's about awareness. Because guess what? Those who are aware are prone to make the best decisions. This is why the Most High puts people who can break these scriptures down and bring the truth out so people can have some direction. This is why he put shepherds on the land. This is why he put teachers on the land. And understand, Ecclesiastes 3:8 says it's a time to love, a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace. War is a part of history's cycle. It is necessary. And there's times where we have to have strength and readiness. Psalms 144:1 says, "Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight." It might be a situation where you got to be on point and you may have to lay one of these sleeper cells down. Most High might have to bless you with that might when these sleeper cells start striking. It's just that real. That's why you got to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. It ain't about being afraid. The Most High has us protected. Isaiah 26:20 says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy door about thee. Hide thyself for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed." Most High keeps us safe. He says, close up thy doors and thy chambers, and you might have to get off the streets. You might have to stop going to certain places. You might have to get away from certain people. You may have to have your little solo journey, your self-improvement journey. You may have to branch off at times. But the Lord said, close yourself up for a certain amount of time. Get connected with him. Because 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." That's why you got to have mental stability. Anything else is not of the Most High. Anything else is not of him. Proverbs 21:31 says, "The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord." Safety is of the Lord. There's balance when it comes to preparation and faith. We know that we're in a simulation. All this is temporary anyway. It may be a nuke that hit this land tomorrow while we all sleeping. All the children of the Most High may be in a deep sleep and we wake up to our maker. So what? That's how real it is. Only cowards walk around in fear. My audience is not an audience of cowards. We are aware people, conscious people. Psalms 91:5 tells us, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that filleth by day. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee." A lot of us have already faced gang stalking, organized mobbing, having a whole community rise up against us, having a whole workplace rise up against us. It could be 1,000 rising up against us, and no harm will come this way. So when we say that Iran is punishing America and Israel, they are punishing them. They're being used to punish them. And keep in mind what the Bible says in Psalms 34, "Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate." Most High's word don't go back void. Most High word do not go back void. None of us will be left desolate, and the evil gonna be judging the wicked. They gonna be desolate. Listen, Iran gonna be desolate too at the end of the day. Listen, I'm not saying they with the Most High God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All of the nations are gonna have to come to the valley of Jehoshaphat and pay for what they did to the children of Israel. They all gonna have to go through it until they do what's righteous. Because the Persians came together with crafty counsel just like the rest of them and said, let us cut Israel off from being a nation. I'm talking about the real Israel, the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Afro descent spread across the four corners of the earth. So understand that this is part of a grand scheme of the Almighty. They thinking it's about to be some new world order. No, we about to have the brew world order. So look, don't get it twisted. You know, we're gonna stay aware. I'm still gonna give y'all play-by-play, blow-by-blow what's going on in this war, because y'all like to be informed. And I want y'all to just keep it solid out there. Stay safe, stay balanced. There's 12 tribes, one nation. That's right. And everybody who joined, if you'd like to support the work, support at HebrewCare.com as well as NubreedGlobalTruth.com. And feel free to support the Cashapp at Nubreed Global Truth. You know, in case you don't know, you know, we have done a lot of work in the community, and we want to keep the work going. And I want to thank each and every one of y'all for watching. More material coming. Y'all stay blessed out there.